What's up, .NET developers? Are you really excited about .NET 8, but you might be concerned about the support lifecycle around it and if you're going to run out of support when you build these new .NET apps? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the support policy for .NET right here on what's new in .NET in C# with Isaac. Hey folks, Isaac Levin here with another edition of What's New in .NET and C# with Isaac, where we're going to be going over all of the really cool things that are coming out in .NET 8 and C# 12, all the way up to .NET Conf, which happens in November of 2023. And if you're liking these videos, be sure to do a few things for me. Comment down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends so they can do the same. So up until this point, we've talked about a lot of the new features that are coming out in .NET and C#, and I think we're all excited about some of the things that are coming for server-side rendering in Blazor, some of the authentication things, the new templates. But there's one thing that I think is really important to talk about, and that's why I wanted to create this video. It's specifically around support. So when I say support, I mean when you build a .NET app, how long can you expect to get support from the .NET team at Microsoft for that app? And I think it's really, really important to call these things out because the last thing that we want is for something to happen with our applications and we can't resolve it using the typical methods that we use. So we need to get external support from the software vendor that builds the underlying framework for our applications. So I want to just go really over what the support policy is for .NET and be able to clean up a little bit of the misconceptions as to what some of the terms are. So I think one of the big things to talk about is what the different versions of .NET mean. So firstly, if you're building a .NET app, for instance, .NET 5, .NET 6, .NET 7, and now we're talking about .NET 8, so the numbers are important. So all even numbers, so for instance, 6 and 8, are what's known as long-term support versions. What's basically what that means is that from date of release, you get 3 years of support for those applications that you're building as long as you're on the latest patches of that particular version. So for instance, .NET 6 came out in November of 2021, which means that 3 years from November 2021 is November of 2024. And that means that if you build a .NET 6 app today and make sure that you're on the latest security patches of it, you have support until November of 2024 for that application. And after November 2024, you run out of support, and the expectation is for you to upgrade to a supported version. All right, so that's odd, or that's even numbers. So for instance, if we're talking about .NET 8, which comes out in November of 2023, like I've said a few times, we get 3 years of support from that time. So November of 2026 is when .NET 8 will run out of support. Hopefully that makes sense. Now let's talk about the odd numbers, because the odd numbers are important too, because the current version of .NET as of this recording, which is in August of 2023, is .NET 7. So it's an odd number, and odd numbers stand for standard term support, which means that the applications that you build using standard term support versions of .NET are supported for 18 months. So here's some quick math for you. So the latest version of .NET, which is .NET 7, which I said came out in November of 2022, has 18 months of support, which means that if you do the math really quick, May of 2024 is when .NET 7 will no longer be supported. So I know that's probably confusing. There's a lot of overlapping dates. And I think what's really, really cool, what I should show, is there's a really cool infographic that the .NET team has put together to kind of overlay all these things. So if you're taking a look, even starting at .NET 5, which came out in November of 2020, we have standard term support, which is purple, and then long-term support, which is gray. So right now we're on .NET 7, which is November 2022. The latest release expires or runs out of support in May of 2024. But by that point in time, you've had a handful of months to go from .NET 7 to .NET 8. And one of the things I think is really, really important to call out about this is that the .NET team has put a lot of effort into making the upgrade from different versions of .NET more seamless. This is because of some of the changes that have been made in the CS project and target frameworks, as well as some of the underlying middleware that's built that you're not going to run into situations where, for instance, if you've upgraded from like .NET Core 3.1 to .NET 5, there's a little bit of challenges there. That's no longer the case from my experience. I've talked to tons of folks that, the second a new version of .NET comes out, within a week they're able to get to the latest version. So that's really, really valuable. And I think it's really, really important to call out is that this is for your benefit. It's important to stay on the latest versions of .NET because you can ensure that you have the most secure, most stable version of the platform. and you get access to all those new features that we've been talking about. So hope you like this video, and like I said, if you're liking this sort of content, comment down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share. And that's it for me today. Take care.